When we talk about forming comparative and superlative adjectives, usually our mind goes to the adjectives of quality more. Our mind goes to the adjectives of quality more. Now, but we will also give small consideration to adverbs as we want to treat comparative and superlative adjectives, so that we won't need to bother with the issue of comparative and superlative forms when we have need to look at adverbs. We also give attention to comparative and superlative adverbs, so we won't need to go to those issues if we have need to look at adverbs. So the question is, what is the rule that we use to form comparative and superlative adjective? Now, we have the base adjective. When we talk about adjectives, particularly adjectives of quality. Now, this base adjective can be turned into comparative adjective. Now, we talk about comparative adjective when we are comparing two things. When we are comparing two things, we use comparative adjective. For example, we have the base adjective tall, and we want to compare Paul and Jude. We can simply say that Paul is taller than Jude. Now it means we are comparing Paul and Jude based on the quality, which is an adjective now, tall. So we use the comparative form, taller. Now, when we want to talk about superlative, it means we are comparing more than one things. We are comparing more than one thing rather. We are comparing more than one thing, and in this, we are saying one is above the others. That is the point we are driving at. We are saying one is above the others. All right. So we can have an example here under two. Paul is the tallest of the children. The sense here is that we have more than two children. We have more than two children. At least three. And out of the three, Paul is the tallest. So we are comparing Paul to at least other two children. In that case, what we have is the superlative form. So that is it. Now, the third issue we want to look at is, at what point do we use ER and EST? We use the syllable ER and EST for forming both the comparative and superlative forms. When the adjective is having one syllable, then we use the ER and the EST. So look at the example we have taken. Now let's just pick a fresh example to examine it. So we cannot talk of weak is the base adjective. We cannot form our comparative by adding ER and superlative by adding EST. So that is when we use the syllables ER and EST, depending on whether we're forming comparative or superlative. Now, we still use the syllable even if the verb has more than one. We still use this ER and EST even when the word has more than one syllable. But in that case, the word ends in ly. That adjective, if that adjective ends in ly but has two syllables, it will still take ER and EST. And one good example of that is friendly. Friendly. So the comparative will be friendlier, and then the superlative will be friendliest. Will be friendliest. Now, two syllable adjectives ending in ly. The word clever, even though it has two syllables, also uses er and est for its comparative and superlative forms. So we have clever, clever, cleverest. So that takes care of rule 4. That takes care of